Feminine energy, what is it? Feminine energy is energy that is flowing out of you. What energy is in you is the energy that's going to flow out of you. While we have feminine energy, we also have masculine energy within us. Every masculine man, masculine person has feminine in them, feminine energy in them. Every feminine woman has masculine energy in her. But it's the energy that you are tapped into, you are in tune with, the energy that you lean more into. You're working on being feminine from within, working on issues and things that cause you to explode and act out of character and be in masculine energy, controlling and dominating and wanting to tell someone else what to do, being aggressive. When you are flowing from feminine energy, you get your point across by speaking the language that needs to be spoken, whether body language, a soft, sweet tone of voice, or waiting until things subside in order to get your voice heard and what it is that you need to say. Because flowing in masculine energy gets tuned out most of the time. When you're flowing from feminine energy, it's not just your voice and the words that are being said, but how you convey, what body language you use, what attitude you have, and what it is that you're saying. So when feminine energy is flowing out of you, it is a flow of what's in you. Being receptive. Feminine women are open to receive. We are inviting. We have a presence, an aura, a softness, a sweetness, an attractiveness that people are drawn to. They want to hear what is being said. There's so much masculine energy in the world that masculinity is not rare at all. It gets tuned out. People don't hear aggressive women. I don't care how much they curse and get their point across and make themselves feel good and oh, I checked her and oh, I told her. They tuned out most of what was said, read your body language, and saw how ugly you represented yourself. Feminine energy takes the time when it's flowing out of you. Others hear what you're saying because they're paying attention to what is being said, how it's being said, the presentation of the person bringing what is being said, what's flowing out of you. The beauty, the caring, the kindness, the sharing, the power of what's in you, your aura, the radiance from within flowing out of you. Feminine energy is what's in you, what you're tapped into, in tune with, in touch with. You've laid the masculine side to rest, not to sleep, but to rest, because you dominate and flow and tap more into responding and being responsive from your feminine softness, sweetness, gentleness, tenderness, kindness. Not to say that people won't take your kindness for weakness, but that's their problem, not yours. I find that a lot of feminine women saying that they are feminine or flowing in feminine energy are quick to respond to someone who says something negative, quick to respond to everything that is said about them, quick to respond when a gentleman wants their attention. They ignore the gentleman and then he calls her outside of her name or his name. They're quick to respond because of issues that are within us that makes us think that we have to respond to the negativity that was said to us when that negativity actually has nothing to do with us. How someone else feels about you has nothing to do with you, but it has everything to do with them. Now, if someone's trying to get your attention and they call you a biatch, call you anything, conceited, you stuck up, this, that, and the other, it's not your issue. It's theirs. What should be flowing out of you is the assurance of knowing, being confident and knowing who you are, and that those words that they spoke affect them. They are hurt and damaged and wounded by the fact that they could not get your attention, so they'll spew out and say something to you to affect you. But when it does not affect you, it shows the power that you have in your feminine flow, your feminine energy, not to respond to negative. Have you ever been by a flowing brook? This brook is flowing water consistency. It doesn't matter how strong the wind is blowing. It doesn't matter whether it's raining. It doesn't matter what's going on around it. This stream of water consistently flows unless it is frozen. It'll rain, snow, sleet, hail. The brook is not affected by the flow of water that consistently flows. It's not affected by what's going on around it. It continues to move in the energy, the flow that it is, because it is consistent in what it is. A brook that flows, a flowing brook. The same way with the feminine woman. The feminine person, you should not be affected by what's going on around you. When it's time to respond, you don't respond out of, oh, I got to pull out my bag of masculinity, negativity. I can't let her get away with that. Do you not know how powerful, how much strength you have when you can ignore and overlook some things? Do you not know that this is your superpower? That femininity is a strength? That people think you're meek and you're weak, but you're meek and you're strong because you have a controlled, disciplined aura about you. You have control of your attitude. You have control of how you respond. The flow of feminine energy that flows without you, flows out of you, flows with beauty and grace and love, and in spite of what someone else thinks or says, what's going on around you, it does not affect what is in you. What is in you flows out of you in spite of what's going on around you. Now, let me say this. Feminine energy does not mean that you are to be stepped on, walked over, that there is not a time when you may need to tap into the masculine. There are things that you can say in feminine energy that will hurt people by your response because of the way that you say it, and when you speak truth and you say it out of feminine energy. Because when you speak out of feminine energy, out of feminine flow, people are attracted to and they hear every word that you say. When you use body language and things of that nature to speak, they hear. When other people get tuned out from being in their masculine energy, I cursed her out, I told her off, most of what they said was not even heard because of the energy that they spoke through. And I say that to say to you, you can fight your battles still in feminine flow. But if you have to tap into the masculine because you're being provoked or someone's putting their hands on you, invading your space, and doing things that make you tap into the masculine. You tap into the masculine, do what you need to do, and snap yourself right back into feminine flow, feminine energy. Meditate, spend time with you, woosah, girl time, downtime, whatever it is that you need to do to flow for the beauty, the radiance, the attractiveness, the receptiveness, the inviting, for you to be in flow. Do what you need to do. But feminine flow, plain and simple, is the energy that you are tapped into that's flowing out of you consistently. There is a flow. If you have 2 bottles of wine, no, let's just use one bottle of wine, and this bottle of wine has been shaken up, and you pull the cork from that bottle of wine, what's going to happen? It's going to shoot all over the place because it has been shaken up. But when you have this bottle of wine that no matter what was said to it, no matter what is done to it, no matter how hard it has been hit, I mean, this bottle of wine is elegant. It's beautiful. It's beautifully packaged. And you have said all of these things to this wine and done all of these things to this wine. And you pull that cork from that bottle of fine wine, that fine wine is still going to flow elegantly, beautifully, with a aroma that's inviting to your taste buds, because it's not affected by what was going on around it. Now, that shaken bottle was shaken up because it allows someone to bring it out of character. And the bottle of wine that had the same environment was not affected and continued to flow. And people paid attention to the flow and paid attention to the aroma, the look, the color, the smell of this wine because of the beauty, the elegance, the aura, the energy, the flow of it that flowed into the glass. Which bottle of wine are you? Are you easily affected and shaken up? Feminine flow flows elegantly always, unless it is provoked. Stay in feminine flow. Have a blessed and prosperous